There has been so much content dropped this past week, from the new Stage 3 Team Affinities to the 5th inning program, all the new cards. There's just been so many cards that have been released. This is the most content that I have played with that they've dropped in the matter of a week. I think a lot would agree with that, but we're going to break down all of the Stage 3 Team Affinity cards. I'm going to rank them on low, mid, and high tiers and kind of give you a brief description of each card and just kind of rank them and give you guys an idea of where I think they stand. They're going to differ from where you think they stand, but based on the other cards that are in the game, hopefully what some of you guys are looking for, so you can kind of base it off of the cards you can kind of go for. So let's get this thing going. I'm going to go over every single card here shortly, give a brief description. It's not going to be long. I just want to touch on each card just so you can have an idea of what the cards that are out there and go through each card. So let's start with the Baltimore Orioles. The card that was dropped was a 98 overall Jim Palmer. This card does look very good. I believe I'm going to put him, you'll see at the end of the video where I rank this card, but it is definitely a 98 overall. It's a good card, but I don't rank him too high, I don't think, with the other cards, starting pitchers that are dropped, but he does have a 5-pitch mix. The only thing that would hurt him is the side-to-side movement. A lot of his stuff drops straight down. Looks like the 12-6, the changeup. Definitely a card to look into. He's not going to be one that I'm going to go over or I'm going to get after pretty early. He'll be one of the last ones, I believe, just based on the other cards that are out there. His quirks, he has a sinker baller, so his fastball does have sink movement to it. Something to look into. Let's go over the Boston Red Sox. They got Dwight Evans. He does have very, very good fielding. He could be a late inning replacement, defensive purposes, but I don't see him cracking many lineups unless you're a Boston Red Sox fan. But he does have good numbers, not great numbers. There are better options out there in this Stage 3, but very, very good defensive numbers there. So the Yankees dropped Don Mattingly. Very good contact numbers, very good defense at 92. I don't think he's cracking many lineups, again, unless you're a Yankees fan. The power is just not there. There are better options here. He can also play left field and right field as secondary position, so he does have position flexibility, speed only at 40. The Tampa Bay Rays is Fred McGriff, always a fan favorite. First base is his only position. He's got pretty good power numbers at 98 and 102. He does have defense of a bronze shield, but that's fine because first base defense is usually playing at a diamond level anyways. Good contact. Could be a first baseman to use at first, but they've dropped a lot of first basemen here. All right, this Toronto Blue Jays one, this Tom Henke. I was not aware of this card at all. I don't even know anything about this card. I actually picked him up first. He was one of my first ones that I did acquire. So he's got a 3-pitch mix. He is a closing pitcher, 4-seam, fork, and slider. Look at those hits in Ks per nine, 111, 125. Pitching clutch at 108. This could be a very, very good pitcher. Remember, you can prestige all of these cards. So I definitely snagged him. We're going to test him out here in a little bit. The fan favorite for me, the Chicago White Sox, the 97 overall Paul Konerko. I've been using this card actually quite a bit in the event. His swing is very, very good. I'm actually very surprised. Good overall hitting numbers, common defense. Again, don't worry about that, but definitely a good power card here for a first baseman. Cleveland Indians, Jim Thome, very, very good contact, very good power against righties, good power against lefties. Again, he play third base as a secondary as well. He could be a late inning replacement. He could be starting on a bunch of teams. He is a 99 overall, so once you prestige him, up those attributes 3 each, and you might have a starter at first, but very, very good contact numbers. He might be starting on quite a few teams. What I've seen early on is he is a bench bat. This is only in the last 2 days on teams that do have him already, but that could change with more people testing this card out, but definitely a very, very, very good hitter. Now, Canline, again, a very good outfielder, very good contact numbers, 87, 95 power, good vision, discipline, and clutch. Again, a late inning replacement, position flexibility. He can play first base as well. This is a very good overall. We'll see where we rank him at the very end, but good 62 speed. So definitely a late inning replacement at the very least. Could be a starter, might be a starter in quite a few lineups, but we'll kind of see what people do with this card. George Brett, always a good slappy hitter, third base, primary, first base, secondary. Always a pretty good fielder. He does have diamond fielding, as you see there, 123, 114 contacts. Good power at 85 and 80. Good vision at 120. There's the rest of the numbers, but always a very good card. His card last year, his signature series, was very, very good. If you need a stud third baseman, this is definitely a card to look into. Harmon Killebrew of the Twins. This might be the best hitting card they dropped. Those power numbers at 121, 125 versus right and left is just very hard to not start this card at good contact at 102 and 92. The defense, you're probably playing him at first base, third base, 63 fielding is not going to cut it. But Tim Salmon, the 97 overall, very good hitting all around, hundreds across the board, vision's at 86, fielding, he is a right fielder, silver defense, 65 fielding, but a very good hitter. 98 Catfish Hunter from the Oakland Athletics. Another 5-pitch mix. He's got very good stamina at 122, pitching clutch at 115. There's the rest of his numbers. Again, this is one of those cards that he does have a pretty funky windup. I think no side-to-side movement might hurt him a little bit. He does obviously have that slider, a two-seamer, but the change, the curve. I like sinker-cutter combos. Could be a very good card. We'll have to test him out. Jay Buhner of the Seattle Mariners. Very good power numbers. Very good outfielder. He's got the 99 arm placement, good speed, decent speed at 52, pretty low actually. Good contact. It's hard to rate these because we haven't tested them out yet. But Jay Buhner cards are usually pretty good. But again, there's always better cards out there. 97 Michael Young, Texas Rangers. Good contact, good vision, good defense. First, second, third, and short are positions. All around good numbers. Usually has a pretty good swing. Something to look into as well. 99 overall, Jeff Bagwell, Houston Astros. Good contact, 104, 125, 101, 110 power, 91 vision, 125 discipline, 81 fielding, 61 speed. Good all-around numbers here. Only first base is his only position. Always a power card, always a big bat in the lineup. All right, the 99 overall, John Smoltz, starting pitcher. This is one of the cards I actually did acquire. He's got a 5-pitch mix. He does have a splitter, a slider, a four-seam, a change, and a curve. He does have a lot of downward movement, but he does have 99 breaks. That slider's going to play quite a bit. That's what he was known for. Overall numbers look very, very good. I do see him in a lot of lineups. I don't think he has an outlier quirk. No, he does not. He does have a Mr. Splitty, so his splitter is extra effective. AJ Burnett of the Miami Marlins, again, always a card that is right there to be very, very good, but just never cracks lineups, it seems like, at least for last year's game. I think he was in the game before, but four-seam, knuckle curve, sinker, change, and slider. He's got a pretty good pitch mix here. Good stamina hits and Ks per 9, good pitching clutch. I don't think he has any quirks that are relevant, no. But he does have that sinker at 95, a four-seam fastball at 97. So Al Leiter of the New York Mets. This card I'm actually very intrigued by. He was my second card I ended up getting. He has that sinker cutter combo. He's got a curve, he's got a slider, he's got a four-seam. Good stamina hits and Ks per 9. The sinker cutter is a very effective combination of pitches to use this year, so I'm always looking for that. He almost looks like a left-handed Corey Kluber. D3, congrats on Kirby Yates. Kluber has a slurve, but he's got a curveball, but very high on this card. Here we go, Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt's always a favorite. The 99 overall Mike Schmidt, always great hitting, always great defense, but I did use him a little bit in the events, and his swing does seem only a few at bats, so I did notice his swing was a little bit slower. So we'll see if that plays, see if many people are using this card, but overall a very, very good power card. Andre Dawson, another one, a very, very good overall all-around card. Very good contact numbers, great fielding, good speed. This is a really, really good center fielder here. Diamond, of course, hitting and defense. He can play every outfield position. Again, you prestige this cards. The power's going up to 87 and 99. Fielding's going up to 96. Arm's going up to 99. So definitely a very good power card here, especially an outfielder. I could see him in quite a few lineups. Kerry Wood of the Chicago Cubs, very good. 97 overall here. Good stamina hits and Ks per 9. The only thing with his cards is his control at 72. We'll see if it plays. He got 101 clutch, 97 velo, 99 break. The slurve, the cutter, the 12-6, the four-seam fastball, the changeup. Very good speed differentials here. So he could be a very effective card. He usually has pretty good break. It's the control that keeps this card from being elite, I feel like. Seems like he could be a very good card, especially when you prestige him. So control up to 75, which feels more controllable than a 72. All right, 98 overall, Eric Davis of the Cincinnati Reds. This card is actually sneaky good. Like, I didn't realize how good this card was until I clicked on him a little bit ago, but very good contacts. He's got pretty good power, very good defense, very, very good speed. This guy's locking down any outfield position you put him in. I've actually seen him in a few lineups already in the event, so a lot of people are obviously high on this card, and I am as well. Yeah, so definitely a very good card to look into, this 98 Eric Davis. All right, 99 overall, Robin Yount of the Milwaukee Brewers. Very good contact, very good defense, good speed. Shortstop, left field, and center field, diamond. A card people are going to use, but I don't think he's going to start on many teams. I don't think this is a big power card. Power is the meta, but you never know. He could be a very glitchy card, and he might be in a lot of lineups. Jason Kendall of the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm always high on this card. I used him last year. I used every version of his card, and I've used his gold this year. This card is a very good contact hitter. He just dinks and donks. He gets singles, he gets doubles. Obviously you see there 67, 76 power. The power is just not there. Defense is okay. Good speed for a catcher. He can also play left field and right field as a replacement if he is your starter. Something to look into. I'm always pretty high on this card just because of the glitchiness in his swing. The 98 overall, Lou Brock of the Cardinals. Obviously, you know this card for his speed. He is a very good contact hitter. His power is actually a lot higher than I thought it would be. I didn't realize he had 71, 79 power. I'll have to go take a peek at his stat. Fielding's not the greatest, but he does have good reaction. A slap hitter, a leadoff hitter. This is where this guy's going to be playing in most lineups, maybe at the end of the order. The 97 overall Matt Williams of the Diamondbacks, 97, 121 contact, 88, 109 power. Obviously, he's hitting lefties a lot better. Good vision at 100, good defense at 84, 80 arm and 82 accuracy. Good card here, not bad at all. Very good against lefties. Obviously, Mike Schmidt's a better option, it seems like, all around, but definitely better power versus lefties and contact, so definitely a good card here. All right, the Rockies, Dante Bichette, the 97 overall, very good contact, 111, 114, 90, 100 power, 103 vision. Fielding's only at 64, so he's not going to be playing outfield for many teams. Fan favorite, if you are a Rockies fan, you're probably going to test him out, but very good numbers hitting-wise, defensive-wise, not the greatest. Orel Hershiser, big fan of this card. The numbers, the speed is not relevant for this card. This card is always glitchy good. His gold card this year is very good. He's got such good break on his card. He's got very good stamina and pitching clutch. He's got the sinker cutter combo. He's got a curveball at 73 miles an hour. Look at those speed differentials, 93, 90, 73, 77, 82. That is good speed differential between his pitches. I feel like this card is going to be starting for a lot of teams. The 99 Tony Gwynn of the Padres. Obviously, the contact, the defense, the speed is what this card is known for. Diamond hitting, diamond defense, any outfield position. A very glitchy card. I see him in a lot of lineups just because he is usually a fan favorite. His defense is very good. His speed is very good, and his contact is very good. He's going to be at the top and the bottom of the lineups. This card is never usually good in past games. 98 hits per 9, 105 walks per 9, pitching clutch at 105. His slider's his primary with 96 break. Screwball, curveball, change, slider. This could be a good card, especially with the pitch differentials in speeds, 87, 94, 74, 79, 71. This could definitely keep you off balance. A lot of rotations, at least to test out for a little bit. All right, now that I've gone over all of those cards, I'm going to break down who I think will be in the tiers. Low tier is obviously who I think are lower tier stage 3 cards, mid tiers, mid tier, high tier, high tier. All right, here's my tier list, how I think these cards rank. A lot of this is based on, obviously I have not used these cards just yet. A lot of these players could move around. Obviously these are going to change around once people start using these cards. Matt Williams, low tier, might be a mid tier, high tier, depending on how good his card is. Tim Salmon, AJ Burnett, all those low tier cards could be mid tier, high tier. You just never know until you test them out. Pretty high on the high tier cards, the Killebrew, Mike Schmidt, Jeff Bagwell, Smoltz, Dawson, Gwynn, Orel Hershiser. I think Eric Davis is a sneaky good outfielder. I didn't realize how good his card actually ended up being. And that 97 Tom Henke of the Blue Jays. He reminds me a lot of Rob Dibble, who is a dominant pitcher a lot of teams are using. So I'm going to put him on the high tier list just based on his pitch selection, and I feel like he will be a utilized bullpen option. Mid tier, Jim Thome, just the fact that he doesn't hit lefties the greatest. I'm going to put in mid tier. Al Kaline, again, he has great all around numbers. I don't know, his swing is never very good for me in previous games. We'll put in mid tier. George Brett is a fan favorite. He's a slappy power, good defense. Juan Marichal may end up on the high tier list. Fred McGriff, Lou Brock could on a high tier list. Paul Konerko, I'm putting him mid-tier just because using him, he does have a very good swing so far. Kerry Wood, if his control is there, could end up being a little bit higher. Jay Buhner, all-around player. Al Leiter, again, that might be a sneaky good card. He might end up on a high-tier list eventually, depending on how people utilize him and how good he can be. Tim Salmon, AJ Burnett, Michael Young, Dante Bichette, Jason Kendall, Matt Williams, Catfish Hunter, Mattingly, Evans, Jim Palmer, Robert Yount. Just because they are in the low tier does not mean anything. It's just where I see their cards right now. These cards could jump. They could jump to a mid tier, high tier, depending on how many people use them, what their cards turn out to be. But this is just looking at their cards, their stat, and availability options. So that's why those are on the low tier. The mid tier, I feel like, could be high tiers. And just basically looking at cards, high tiers are the best, I think, stage 3 cards that are out there. So this is just a ranking. I think, again, you guys are going to agree, but this is just where I think these cards stand as released happened yesterday. So just something to look at if you guys are looking at to go after certain cards. Maybe you could use this to go after certain cards. The cards you do go after, depending on, of course, how your team is organized, will obviously depend on the cards you go after here. If you guys end up buying these off the market or actually doing showdowns, exchanges, or whatnot. These are the rankings. This is what I think they're going to be. I'll probably do this again later in the year. So just based on what they look like and how I think they're going to play. is where they're standing here. That is going to do it. Those are my rankings. Those are the cards. A lot of very good cards. They did drop. Again, those rankings are going to change, so I'm going to try and do this video again in the future and hopefully fluctuate those cards around a little bit, but that's just basing it off of the cards that were dropped. I've only used the Paul Konerko. I used Mike Schmidt a little bit. The other cards I have not used, so obviously you see right there, Paul Konerko is my starting first baseman. I'm going to test him out, so we'll see if he sticks for a little bit. That's going to do it though. Hopefully you guys found this hopefully helpful, because I know it's a lot of cards to go over. Just a brief little synopsis of what I think the cards are. Obviously their stats and whatnot, so you can see them depending on what your team needs is what you're going to need. So hopefully that helps with seeing them on screen, so you don't have to go through each and every single one. You could just go after those cards. But if you guys agree, disagree, leave those in the comment section below. Follow me on all social media. Those links are in the description below. And as always, hopefully I will see you in the next video.